Okay, please state your name, country of origin, and at what age you came to America.
My name is Mounir Mekhail. My country of origin is Egypt, and I came to America when I was 14 years old.
And can you please say that in Arabic for those of us who have never heard the Arabic language?
Yeah, sure. أنا اسمي منير ميخائيل. أنا مولود في مصر وجيت أمريكا وأنا 14 سنة.
Awesome, thank you. Did you speak English when you first arrived here?
Yeah, I was in private schools when I was in Egypt.
And did you speak any other languages?
Yeah, I used to be able to speak a little bit of French because it was mandatory over there to learn French too, but I forgot it. Nobody practiced.
Liar.
Okay. And do most people in Egypt speak more than one language?
Yeah, almost all of us can speak English too. It's our second language too.
Awesome. What challenges were you faced with as a foreigner?
Trying to fit in, try to adapt this new system, social life. That was very different. And it was kind of hard at the beginning.
Anything in particular that you remember that was just kind of different for you, or?
Yeah, how like liberal people were here, how much freedom they had. You know, there was no strict moral codes they have to live by. You know, if you feel like kissing your girlfriend right in front of everybody, do it, and nobody's gonna look at you or look at her in a bad way.
And in Egypt, like that's a no.
Oh no. I mean, you can do it in dark streets at night, but you know, I mean, it's not looked upon in a good way. It's very bad to do that.
Wow. Okay. And how were you treated in the classroom here in America?
I was treated like I was kind of an idiot when I first came, you know, but that's because it was very bad communication on my behalf and the teachers' behalf. So my first semester here, I was in middle school, 8th grade, and it was just a disaster. Just put it that way.
I see.
Yep.
What Arabic stereotype bothers you the most?
The fact that because I'm Egyptian, I'm automatically a terrorist, and I beat my girlfriends and women up.
Yeah, that would bother me too.
Yeah.
Are there any jokes that bother you or anything?
I mean, the whole camel joke thing, you know, it's kind of funny in the beginning, but then it gets really old and annoying, and, you know, it's like, it's almost 2012, you know? Like, all you have to do is just look up Cairo and see how many camels you see, you know, and how many cars.
There aren't camels everywhere then in the streets? And
Well, no, there's only in tourist sightseeing, they have them there, and they're actually very expensive to rent to ride around the pyramids and stuff. It's not like, you know, we have an overflow of camels that we don't know what to do with them, so we just take them as a way of transportation.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of in your culture?
Like any Egyptian would say, ancient Egypt, and the pharaohs and the architecture of the pyramids, the whole medical advancement they had, you know, the mummification and astrology and math. They were definitely way ahead of their time. And plus, Egypt was one of the first countries to define a nation, to put border lines, you know. This is Egypt and this is how it's ran. It wasn't like, you know, kind of small tribes everywhere. It was just Egypt, and it was divided to the east and west, I think. And then there's a ruler that came back, united them, you know. So it was very interesting.
Awesome. Okay, what is your religion, and please explain it just a little bit for us.
Well, I was baptized and raised Coptic Orthodox, which is very similar to Greek Orthodox and Byzantine Orthodox. And it's just the first edition and the oldest form of Christianity on earth. And it existed before Catholicism and any other form.
Okay. And, which group do you identify with the most? Being an Arab American, Egyptian, or Orthodox Christian?
I identify myself as Egyptian, and if I ask religion, because that comes up a lot since I'm from the Middle East, I say I'm Coptic Orthodox, Christian Orthodox. So country of origin, then religion.
So you don't really identify yourself with being an Arab American then?
No, I'm not an Arab actually.
And so why do you think people categorize everyone from these countries as Arabs, and do you think it bothers most of these people?
It's just a lack of education, I guess, in the Middle East, you know. That could be it. I mean, I don't know why. But then I've met some people who's like, oh, actually, you're not Egyptian, you're African, you're Northern African, or you're You know, you're a pharaoh, you're not an Arab. Prince of Egypt, you know.
I see. Okay, and how do gender roles differ where you come from and here in America?
I mean, in Egypt, we're not that behind on women's rights. I mean, but over there, they just have this thing where some of them choose to be housewives and they don't look, you know, people don't look down on them for choosing that. And some work and they drive car and they do everything else like anybody here, you know. And it just all depends on what part of Egypt you're from and how you're raised. I mean, you know, you have very, you know, liberal women over there, you know, who do whatever they want, and you have very conservative women, you know, who just want to stay home and you know, and be a housewife and cook and clean, you know. It's a choice, really. It's not shoved down anybody's throat.
Yeah, because that's, people tell us a lot here that women have to do certain things over there, or, you know, or there are dire consequences. So you would say that that's not true? That it's
No,
more...
it is true to an extent. I mean, you know, the whole virginity before marriage thing is a big thing over there still. I mean, we even go the extra level to after the wedding night, the first day, in older, you know, I would say the South, more or less educated places, they will hang the blanket where you see the blood of, you know, of that proof that she was a virgin, you know, on the balcony for the whole neighborhood to see. And I mean, it's just a very ignorant ritual that they still do in the South, but the South is very behind it.
What would happen if there was no blood on the sheet?
I mean, it depends. It will lead to divorce right away or even murder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you consider yourself more individualistic or more group-oriented?
Individualistic.
Do you think that's as a result of and learning that, or were you always that way in Egypt also?
No, I've always been, you know, kind of to each his own kind of guy. I don't really like to put people in groups or whatever. Everybody can, you know, do whatever they want. I mean, I don't, just because I come from somewhere, that doesn't necessarily, I'm obligated to behave a certain way. I'm me. I'm not Egypt or the Arabic nation.
Okay. And when you meet people from different Arabic countries, do you feel that anything other than language unites you?
Our hate for our leaders, yeah. Nobody likes the ruler over there, you know. No, other than that, I mean, everybody kind of got their own little culture. I mean, in a general idea, they're all kind of similar, but if you look in details, they're all different.
And why do you think everyone hates their leaders? Is there a certain way that it's run over there in the Arab nations?
They're all corrupt. I mean, almost all of them are corrupt, and you know, they're very anti-democracy, but they come out in the United Nations and, oh no, we're a very democratic country, but you go out in a protest and here's the military, you know, killing you. So they're very hypocritical and very corrupt and only look out for themselves.
Okay, and is there anything else you'd like to share with the class about any of this? Anything else you want to say?
Stay in school.
Stay in school. You heard it from Mounir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.